And this is a match that we were going to see finalized last night. We had to make some adjustments, so we're going to do this match this morning. These ladies have been practicing and gearing up. I've got the mastermind behind the whole World Pickleball Championship, Jan David. Jan, good morning to you.
Good morning, my friend. How did you sleep?
Sleep is for when you're dead.
I think I woke you up because you were nearly dead this morning.
Yeah, I will admit that the jet lag is a real thing, and I haven't slept particularly well since I've gotten here, but the bed is very comfortable there, so it's not because of the accommodations at all.
Which is very, very dangerous if it is too comfortable.
If it's too comfortable, you won't see me over here.
Right. No.
It's just comfortable enough. But
okay.
But yeah, so we've got a matchup here that we saw, I believe, back in April, and we talked about this off camera.
Right.
This is the matchup that we wanted to see. We got what we wanted.
Right, exactly. Even though, honestly, there was a very tough match yesterday. Snehal was playing against one Taiwanese girl, and, obviously we are not going to be partial, but we really wanted to have this match to happen today. As we both know, or many people know as well, last time at Phuket at APO, at Asia Pickleball Open, Snehal came on the top. But it was a good fight. So we just wonder if Sarah will find some way today to get her rematch. Either way, I think that we will see a world-class pickleball, female pickleball today.
Well, definitely since April, Sarah Burr has come a long way in her journey with pickleball. She's a quick learner, somebody who I would call on the court a gamer, somebody who's got what it takes, the grittiness to be a champion in pickleball. She is somebody who I think doesn't get to practice as much singles as she would probably prefer. She really focuses on doubles. However, she's the type of player who is built for singles. She's very fast on the court. She's a lefty, which presents a lot of issues in and of itself for the opponent because it's hitting everything you're used to hitting to a backhand. It's now that player's forehand. So you have to switch that mindset just a little bit. Now, flipping the coin over to Snehal Patel, she is a player who's very savvy on the court. A little unassuming when you first see her. You don't know that she's an animal on the court like she is. But once you see her hit that pickleball, you know very quickly she is no joke out on the court, and Sarah Burr is going to have her hands full all morning long.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at the fitness part of both girls, you would say Sarah is maybe a little more athletic, but Snehal is an extremely intelligent girl and player who will find out very easily and very soon what the weaknesses of her opponents are. And even though maybe she doesn't look that tremendously fit as Sarah does, her knowledge of the game is like second to none in this part of the world for the female players.
And she has every shot that she needs to be able to be crowned champion today. We're going to see if Sarah Burr can make some adjustments from the last time they played. What happened in the last matchup was that Snehal was basically dictating all the points. She was in control of everything that was happening, and Sarah Burr was on the run most of the time. She was playing a lot of scramble defense, as I call it, which, as you know, you have to be able to reset the ball and neutralize the opponent if you're getting into a lot of those running back and forth. She can do that all day long. She's in that type of physical shape. But what you realize is this game is built more like a chess match than it is just a physical running game.
Exactly.
You have to be able to do everything in this game at the elite levels. But I'm curious to see if Sarah Burr has made some of these adjustments coming into this championship matchup, because if not, she will be second place again this year.
Yeah, well, it's too early now to say that, but I think that's regarding the strokes, Sarah has a really huge, powerful strokes. The question is if she will be able to use them for the whole time, because if she lets Snehal to come in, and that would mean that Sarah is going to run, we may have the same result as last time, but it all depends, what kind of a game they brought today to the court.
Definitely, and I'm actually curious when this match kicks off if Sarah Burr is going to hit returns and stay back, or if she's going to rush the net and try to take advantage of getting up to the net. it's two different styles.
Yes.
You see tennis players often stay back at the baseline. They want to work the point a little longer,
Right.
hit some passing shots, hit some deeper balls. Then you have the type of player that's like, for example, like a Tyler Leung. He's a lefty, very athletic. He likes to press up hard after his return and play the side-to-side type of game that gives him an advantage oftentimes at the net.
Exactly. And Snehal, her passing shots are very good, you know. So if you want to really come to the net playing against Snehal, you really better prepare your strokes and your situation at the net, because otherwise she will just make you look like fool.
Absolutely. Well, Jan, are we ready to get this thing kicked off?
I think so.
All right, let's get it going, guys. All right, I'm very excited about this one, Jan. Let's hang tight for just a minute as the players get their last little bit of guidance, expertise.
We see Martin Clark, we see Om here, you know, they know how much is in stake right now on the line. So let's hope for a very good pickleball, regardless of the result. Let the pickleball be the winner today.
For sure, and as you know, it's not about the money. These players, obviously, they know they're competing for some prize money, but it's really about the pride of representing your country. You know, I've noticed coming over from the States into other countries like Bali and Thailand and different places, it's a lot about the pride for their country. They want to represent their country on a bigger stage. And this tournament, thanks to you and a lot of volunteers and people that make this work, it's giving them that opportunity.
Yes, yes.
So right away, we're seeing Sarah come up to the net and try to control from there.
Exactly, yes. And it's 1-0 Snehal.
Now, that's what she has to do. She's got to move the depth of the ball. Some deeper, some shorter. Use the angles off the court.
Yes.
If she just returns straight back to her every time, Snehal Patel will be able to execute those drives and those passing shots. So
back to serve Snehal, 1-0 Snehal.
Expect a few nerves from Sarah early. She's going to be maybe a little tighter than when she settles into the game.
Oh, nice. 1-0 still, yeah.
And guys, for the championship match, we've got a best 2 out of 3. So they'll play at least a minimum of 2 games, possibly 3 games as a deciding game. But games 2-11 win by 2. That's a great job getting to the backhand of Patel.
Here we go. We can see the spin serve of Sarah. It looks like Snehal has a little issues receiving them.
Yeah, you told me yesterday that that was the first question the Australians had when they came to Bali is the spin serve going to be into play? They've been practicing that. We haven't seen a lot of other players utilizing that. I think that's an undervalued part of the game.
This is what we were thinking. And speaking about Snehal, you know, if you don't prepare your attack to the net, she'll
burn you every time.
Get the ball behind you and beside you.
That ball wide. So if you're watching and you see the gentlemen in the yellow shirts, if they point down to the ground, that means it's good. If they put their 2 arms out wide, that means it's out. We have line judges. I believe the line judges are going to be making the calls for the players for this championship match.
Exactly.
So the players won't have to actually make their own calls.
So the score is now, I believe, 2-all.
Nice speed there from Sarah Burr. But there's the cross-court angle that Patel, unassuming, but an animal on the court. Like, that angle is so difficult to mess around with there.
And she countered it even with a better angle. So that is where the Snehal's deception is the biggest of her.
Yeah, she took one step over and flicked that ball back across to the forehand side of Sarah Burr, by the way.
Exactly.
Which could be dangerous, but not in that case.
So 2-all back. A little too long here. Back to 2-all again.
And that's too good. If Sarah Burr can't track it down, it's a pretty good shot. So now a slight advantage for Patel as she takes the lead at 3-2. I actually like the recovery from Burr there, but again, we spoke on this. If you give her those angles, she will execute those shots, as we just saw that ball whizzing past the forehand of Burr.
And we have an earlier lead, 5-2 for Snehal. Looks like exactly. I was expecting some timeout now because last 3 points, the last 3 rallies were going for Snehal.
Well, and that's
kind
the
of like
momentum we
too
talk
easy.
about.
Exactly. You want to break the momentum.
There's usually 2 reasons that players call a timeout. Number one would be the fatigue factor. If they're tired and they just need to catch their breath. The other reason is from a strategic standpoint, you don't want an opponent to rattle off 3, 4, 5 in a row because they can catch fire, and pickleball can get away from you in a real big hurry. You can be 3-3 and all of a sudden it can be 9-3 in the blink of an eye. So you really want to stifle that momentum as fast as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And we all know that game up to 11 sometimes may take maybe 8-9 minutes and it's over and you start from the beginning again. So the longer you stay on the court, even with the help of the timeouts.
Yeah,
I think
just a 60-second timeout can do wonders for your game. I would not be surprised if Sarah Burr came out and won this next point.
Yeah.
And statistically, they say 7 out of 10 times when you're the person that calls the timeout, you're going to win that next point because you come back more focused.
Exactly. Especially when the game is even.
That's a good layoff from Sarah Burr. She could have potentially jumped and hit that, but she recognized it was going to go out.
Yeah, the serve is creating some problems.
The serve is good enough to keep her from hitting a deep return, but the problem is Sarah Burr is not capitalizing on that opportunity on the third shot. She's not taking advantage of that weaker return.
Yeah, and as the match will progress, I'm sure that Snehal will figure out how to return Sarah's serves, because right now she is visibly struggling. She doesn't attack it. She's really happy to return it back to the court.
She will definitely make an adjustment on that. There's no question. But yeah, it's affecting her a little bit at the moment. But the passing shots are good enough that she's overcompensating for that lack of a deep return.
Yes, exactly.
So this is my opinion on this. Sarah needs to hit the ball and stay back just a little longer and look for the better opportunity to come in. Like we're seeing right here. She stayed back this time. Now she's capturing the net when she should. That's a much better job from Burr, utilizing her deeper serve or return and coming up at the right moments.
In other words, bring a little more tennis perspective into pickleball, because if you don't really, oh, beautiful, beautiful. You need to prepare the attack. You know, you can't go attack like some time ago, I think Dent from America, he was a serve and volleyer and return and volleyer, you know. That kind of game is not available anymore for players.
So this is a danger zone for Sarah Burr right now as she's fallen behind in this match, and we're seeing Patel get stronger and stronger with her passing shots.
Oh, nice, behind.
Now that was a good job. Patel was recovering back across the court, and she went behind her, so that's really good court awareness from Burr.
Oh, beautiful rally. And I think the score is 4-6.
I believe I heard 4-6. That's really good. Again, just the idea of lifting that ball up too high, it gives Patel a lot of options to choose from.
Yeah, even though she didn't hit the overhead very clean.
She hit it very, very awkwardly out the end of the paddle, but it still worked out. Burr getting a little lucky right now in some of these missed shots because those are going to be dangerous shots if they come over.
Oh, nice. And we have a 5-6 score right now. Six five.
Yeah, 6-5. But
Oh,
do you see what
beautiful.
I'm referring to?
Yes.
Sarah's hitting the return in the middle of the court and coming straight up to the tee, and that's hurting her right now because Patel can hit those angles away from her.
And I would say Sarah won because Snehal was going many times cross court. So Sarah was thinking there was a cross court again.
This is, again, what we saw back in April.
Yeah.
She's playing a lot of scramble defense right now, and she's not able to take control of any of these points.
Exactly.
Snehal Patel is very in control right now of these points. And you can see Sarah Burr's mind is just racing right now of how to fix this problem.
She came very close, 5-6, but now it's like, I think 5-9.
Right, it can get away very quick. And the thing is, these passing shots from Patel are very good. Very good. All right,
10-5.
So Burr asking if she had another timeout to burn. You can tell she's scrambling right now. The shots from Patel are just too good.
Yeah. And we have a first game, 11-5 for Snehal.
11-5 first game. Interesting. That game was 6-5. Like I said, and you agreed, the game can unravel very, very fast, and that's exactly what we saw the second half of that first game. All right, so what do you think Sarah Burr needs to do to make a run here in game two?
Well, I mean, it's difficult to see in Sarah's mind now, but she had a very good chance for a few moments in the game. I think that she should, exactly as we were saying, like gradually build up the transition to the net, because if she comes too soon, Snehal will find a way to pass the ball beside her.
She's proved it over and over again.
If she stays at the back, Snehal will make her run. So I think that if Sarah will be able to dominate mid of the court, right as she did right now, I think she could play very evenly with her. But if she goes too far to the net or stay too far back, I think she's not going to succeed today.
That's a nice shot right there. That's a nice shot. Patel looking to the line just to see if that ball was in or out, but clearly that ball landed on the line or just in.
It helps the players to have line judges here, yeah.
Well, I think it just takes the pressure off of them.
Exactly.
You know, they don't have to make that call. They can just rely on the line judges. I will say right now that Sarah Burr is trying to switch up her strategy. It's evident she's trying to slow the ball down and drop it into the kitchen. But the problem is she's not keeping it low enough.
Yeah.
You've got to keep that ball low if you're going to hit a reset.
So we have a score of 0-3.
0-3, yeah. Already Sarah Burr playing much better the second game on the back of some missed shots from Patel in the second game. Snehal was not missing these shots in the first game, which is why she won 11-5. Now she's missing a little bit of those shots. But Sarah Burr's not helping her own cause here. She's missed 2 deep third shots in a row trying to go for the too much. She's got to keep this ball in play right now. I do think she's doing a better job of trying to come up. She's coming up at a better time. She's staying back one more shot until she comes in.
Exactly, to make the transition a little longer, but to be sure that when you come to the net, it's actually a situation which would be in your favor.
So I knew this was going to happen at some point. She's very good at her timeouts. She could feel that her shots are off here in game 2. She's going to stop, take 60 seconds to reset, get her mind renewed. And we're talking about Patel because she's missed at least 5 or 6 unforced errors that she didn't miss in that first game.
And she also feels the momentum has shifted to Sarah. Sarah looks much more confident in the second game compared to the first one.
For sure. And you can see as the camera's showing, both players getting their instruction from their team. That's kind of what I love about this World Pickleball Championship Series is that the team aspect is much more prevalent over here in another country than it is at home. From my perspective, they will stay late into the evening to support their teams. And it's just a sense of pride that they have.
What we really love in this Asian tour is involvement of Australians. Even though they are not part of Asia, you know, it's
fantastic.
It's fantastic to see these 2 continents gradually coming closer to each other. Oh, beautiful.
I think Sarah is doing a much better job of controlling the narrative of game 2.
The score is now 3-0.
So she's getting some good advice. Sarah's getting some good advice from her corner. She's staying back, like we talked about, just a little bit longer and picking the right moment to come up.
And
that's a big difference between game 1 and game 2.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's a disgustingly good shot there from Patel as she just paints that corner. And that's what she does best. She loves those corner rolls.
Exactly. So now the score is 1-4. Snehal just got her first point in the game.
I can tell you this much. Sarah has got to reel in these unforced errors that are making Patel's life a lot easier. She has got to keep the ball in play.
Yeah. We can see Snehal is getting a little more proactive, using the width of the court and length of the court. So
Sarah's getting up there early now, so she's taking that risk. That's a good ball. You know, unfortunately for Snehal, it hit the net on the way over, but honestly, it was just a really good shot from Sarah. She chose to attack that overhead instead of resetting.
What is the score now? 1-4?
I believe 4-1.
4-1 for Sarah.
In favor of Sarah Burr. Oh, good defense from Burr, but we're going to find out what happens. Oh, I think the idea of just making the opponent hit one more ball, you know, even though she didn't hit a good shot, it caught Patel off guard just a little bit.
The score is now 5-1 for Sarah. And a 6-1 for Sarah. So it's 2-6 now.
I believe she's reeled it into 3-6 now.
The score is 3-6.
Or maybe 8. It might be 8. It might be 8. Let's find out. Let's get an accurate assessment of the score here. Yeah, it's 8-3 actually.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
It is actually 8-3. She's reeled off a few points here. So that's something we haven't seen is the drop shot from Sarah Burr to set up the 5th shot drive. So, again, just some of these minor adjustments from her team is helping her take the lead here in game 2. Yeah, Sarah's doing a much better job of controlling the narrative in game 2.
Yeah.
As we thought, she would make an adjustment.
I think that the biggest difference between today and APO in Phuket is Sarah's serve. Because Snehal is just not feeling confident returning the serve.
Yes, it's affecting her ability to hit good deep returns.
Exactly. So Sarah actually, even if she serves, she keeps the momentum because there is no danger coming from Snehal.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for game 3 after this. And came out 11-2. Now in game 3, we just saw a missed return, and you alluded to the fact that Patel is not confident hitting those returns off this spin serve.
Yeah,
you can see it.
Another stretch, yes.
And I think it's affecting her whole game right now.
Confidence, everything.
Well, because she's thinking about it, right? She's thinking about, oh my God, I just missed that last return.
She has a very little chance to actually take her serve back. And if she is not able to serve, she's going to have struggles to win the point.
If it was me, I would be calling a timeout right now and stop the momentum because Sarah Burr is absolutely a train running down the tracks at 50 miles an hour. And if she doesn't watch out, it'll be 11-0.
Yep, and we have 6-0. Score is 6-0 right now.
6-0, and they're going to switch at 6-0. Patel's head is spinning right now. She has no idea what she's supposed to do to fix this issue. I will say that when Patel is settled in and her mind is clear, she's probably the best player on the court in singles. However, right now, her head is literally trying to wrap her brain around what's going on, and Sarah is taking full advantage of that.
Yeah. She needs to hold at least like maybe 3-4 points here, because if the serve comes back to Sarah, she's not able to break her returns. She's not able to return the serve basically, and it's
now again her head is trying to wrap itself around being down 6-0 and struggling with that return. So now it's affecting her offense.
Exactly.
That ball is deep. If Sarah could just keep those balls a foot and a half or 2 feet inside that baseline, she doesn't have to go for broke. She's up 6-0.
Exactly.
It's a mentality
exactly
that you have to have.
But she's currently in the zone, you know. So whatever she does,
firing.
yeah, exactly.
She's just firing the ball.
And she knows that Snehal is not able to get the serve back, or very seldom, because the serve is just a huge difference now. I wonder what the Indian players will think about training the
100%.
yeah.
They better.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have to.
The game is evolving, and if you don't evolve with the game, you will be left behind.
Exactly.
That's a great shot from Patel. She's just not making the execution part right now. She knows what she wants to do with that ball. She's just not able to make that shot happen at the moment. It's 8-0, a huge, huge rattle off of points. Burr looks completely confident right now. And Patel literally cannot get her wits about her. And it's frustrating, I'm sure, because she's sitting in this moment while it's happening, and she's thinking, what do I need to do to fix this? But it's a matter of being ready beforehand to prepare for this. Maybe they haven't been preparing for this spin serve, and now all of a sudden it's on her.
It's clear that the players in India would have to think about the returning and making the serves, spinny serves, their priority, because otherwise they will internationally not be able to compete on the high level as they used to.
Well, it's interesting because the Australians came into this World Pickleball Championship, and their first question was, can we utilize the spin serve? The answer was yes. The Indian team came in and said, can we make sure that serve doesn't get put into play? So it's two different mindsets. Clearly, they have not been either preparing for the spin serve or have not been working on it. So they wanted it removed. But the truth is, in the rules, it's legal to use that spin serve with one hand.
Exactly. We are following the USAP rules, and we are not going to disallow it. Yeah.
It's just a matter now.
And we have a match point here. How fast the match can go, right?
We talked about it. It can unravel very fast. Good job from Sarah Burr to keep playing on that ball. Wow, 11-0 final. That's impressive to come out in game 3 and dominate in that type of fashion. 11-0 blowout. Now, I will say that it was poor execution on the shots from Patel. She knew what she wanted to do. She was just hitting the top of the net cord over and over and over. So
yeah. I mean, it's nice to see the happiness in Australia. It was a nice rematch. I think when these girls next meet, I think Snehal will be more ready for the spin serve.
They will watch this footage back. They will listen to the commentary, and they will get better from it. They study this game. And honestly, Patel was a little overwhelmed at the second half of game 2. Rolling into game 3, she could never recover. Let's do this. Let's take a break, and we'll get an interview with the Australian from Down Under.
I would even say Snehal as well.
The only thing about that is she'll need, maybe we can get a translator.
Yeah,
I don't think she would understand.
Omi's standing there, and let's do it.
Okay. All right, guys, we'll be back after this for the dual interview with both the winner and the non-winner, first and second place, coming up next.
This is Steve Dawson from ProKenix. I'm the designer and originator of all ProKenix pickleball paddles.
I'll talk with you about it.
I'm very excited that we can have
All right, guys, Scott Golden here on Championship Court. I've got Snehal Patel in front of me here. Snehal, you took the first meeting between the two of you back in April at the Asia Pickleball Open. You lost this matchup in 3 games. What was the difference between April and then today, with you coming out on top in April and then not today?
एशिया पिकलबॉल ओपन आणि आजची मॅच ह्याच्यामध्ये काय डिफरन्स होता, फरक काय होता आणि ती वाली मॅच आणि ह्यावाल्या मॅचमध्ये फरक काय होता ते सांग.
माझी एशिया ओपनची मॅच फर्स्ट मॅच होती आणि ही सेकंड होती. मग पहिल्यामध्ये एवढा एक्सपिरियन्स नाही होता, यावेळी जास्त आला.
नाही, मेन डिफरन्स आहे की अपोनंटमध्ये काय डिफरन्स होता आणि खेळण्यामध्ये काय डिफरन्स होता फायनल्स तिच्यासोबत.
ॲक्च्युली ती एशिया ओपनला ती माझे बॉल क्रॉसकोट निघत होते आणि इथे म्हणजे माझी रीच कमी पडत होती थोडी.
So she's saying that Snehal's reach was lesser in this game as compared to Asia Open. So at Asia Open she was picking up her game very nicely. So she was a bit slow and she didn't pick her game easily this time. That was the only difference.
We were talking about on the commentary the spin serve that Sarah was doing. She was spinning the ball. It looked like in game 2 you were having a little bit of trouble with that serve. Was that a factor in losing second game and third game, or was that not really a factor for you?
दुसरा सेट आणि तिसरा सेटमध्ये स्पिनचा काय फरक पडला का तुझ्या गेममध्ये, म्हणजे तुला काय डिफिकल्टी झाली का?
सर्व्हिस येऊन आहे ना फाकत होती म्हणून थोडी कन्फ्यूज होत होते मी आणि मग नंतर क्लिअर केलं थोडं.
ओके, बट त्याच्यामुळे काय सेकंड आणि थर्ड म्हणजे स्पिनमुळे मॅच हरली असं?
नाही नाही म्हणजे माझा गेमच नाही होत होता.
She was saying that the spin didn't affect her actually, but her game was not to the mark this time. So she picked up the spin serve very nicely, and that was not the difference why she lost the game.
All right, guys. So great job making it to the finals. You guys are split 1 apiece, so I look forward to the next tournament when you guys get to face off again. Congratulations on silver. Well done. All right, now if we could get the winner over here, Sarah Burr. I'm calling for Sarah Burr. We need Sarah Burr over here. All right, guys, we've got the champion here, Sarah Burr from Australia. Sarah, talk to us about this second time you've played Snehal Patel in the finals. What was the difference between April when you lost and then this time?
So last time I was very tentative on my ground strokes and did not work well for me at all. She was absolutely blasting me off the court with her ground stroke. So this time I thought I've got to go out swinging. I've got to get the returns deep. I've got to make her move and wrong foot her because last time I was running all over the court and she was like cool as a cucumber. So I really had to turn it around and like she was giving me hard shots and serves. I had to give it back to her and get to the net, and it worked.
So in game 1, you actually lost 11-5. Were you concerned at all that that might repeat itself from April? And then the second follow-up question to that is, what did you do with the team over in the corner to make your adjustments for game 2? Because honestly, you look like a different player from game 1 to game 2.
I could feel myself getting a little bit tentative at the end of the second set. I was like tied in the middle, but the first set, and I started to fall back into old habits. So I went to my team and they're like, go swinging. You've got to go for your shots. You've got to go deeper. Your returns aren't deep enough. So I just went out there in beast mode and I thought I might lose a few points and I might have a few long, but I've got to get them deep or I'm going to out of here. So I did. Yeah, I had to get them deep.
And then one other thing, I talked to Snehal about the spin serve. We, on the commentary, were feeling like it was affecting her ability to get deeper returns, which in retrospect was giving you the ability to hit better thirds. Did you feel that during the game 2 and game 3 that you were taking more control of the serve and then the third shot?
Yeah, definitely. I was trying to get those spin serves deeper to give her less time and get them a little bit into the body so that she would pop them up a little bit and I could then control the point from the serve. So yeah, it was definitely the spin serve was helping for sure.
All right, last question. How happy are you to bring home a gold medal in the Women's Open Division for Australia, representing them very well today?
I'm so proud. I don't play a lot of singles at home, so I didn't expect to even get on the podium today, really. So I'm absolutely thrilled to do it for Australia. I think you saw by how high I jumped at the end. I was so excited. I'm really, 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 really stoked. And it's been a great tournament so far. Really enjoyed it.
Well, that's very humble of you to say what you said about not expecting to be here, but we absolutely called this matchup before the tournament started. We were hoping to get to see this matchup. What an unbelievable performance from you in Game 3. I think Snehal, she played great, but you were just a little too much for her today. Congratulations on your gold. Go celebrate with the team, and we'll be back later. All right, we're back. Wow. I have to take a deep breath right there after that. That was a whirlwind of excitement and adrenaline dump right there for everybody involved. What a match that was, but Game 3 went heavily in the favor of Sarah Burr. Talk about what she did there to take down a very tough competitor in Snehal Patel.
Yeah, well, to me it was a little surprising that Snehal didn't really realize what was the factor, and I think, and we agreed upon that it was a spin serve, you know, and that makes me a little worried about Snehal, that she didn't understand what's actually